Give me a test.
Check 1, 2. Oh, hey, hot mic there.
Turning your level down.
Turning it
Alrighty.
down. There we go.
Yo.
Holy cow.
And it's game number 2 of the Coaches vs. Cancer 2013 Showcase. I am Ray Lytle, along with Mike Wenmacher, who will be calling play-by-play in the game of the Hartsburg Emden Stags taking on the Cerro Gordo Broncos. What do you think, Mike? Are we ready?
Well, looking right now, just looking down at the bench there, Ray, I see for Hardham, their 2 guards are a 5'5" sophomore and a 5'3" senior to start. So
Wow.
obviously going to be outsized on the perimeter. That is for certain.
And you've got guys, think about Hartsburg Emden. They played a JV game earlier, and I see kids that played the JV game also coming in to play this varsity game. Could be interesting.
Especially Brody Hopkins, the 5'5" sophomore. We saw him earlier on today in that JV game.
Well, Cerro Gordo gave us some memorable games, as has Stags in this showcase of the past years. These are 2 teams that have given us some really memorable games, and hopefully this year will be the same.
One thing I really noticed calling these Class A games, you have a lot of underclassmen playing at the varsity level.
Yeah, they do. You know, because you get a chance to develop at the Class A and AA levels. You're right. And you're used to calling a lot of 3A games. And,
yes, a lot of the CS8 games.
And when you call those games, you notice that a lot of those kids don't get a chance to play till junior, senior year.
Unless they're exceptional like Larry Austin Jr., Peyton
Right.
Allen, Cole Harper for the Glenwood Titans as well, are just to name a few. But a lot of the younger guys get a chance here at the varsity level in Class A.
Yep.
Looking at the starting lineup for Cerro Gordo, number 15, Josh Hayes. He is a junior. Number 20, Cole Tenney. He is a senior. Number 21, Cole Blickensdorfer is a junior. Nathan Lovekamp wears number 23. He's a sophomore. And Andrew Naylor, number 50, is a senior for Cerro Gordo. Now we're getting the starting lineups, and here's where some of the size comes in right now for the Stags of Hardham. Robbie Meeker is a 6'5" senior.
Yeah, Meeker was a good player. He had a great game last year, and we'll see what he does this year.
Richard Coit is a 6'1" junior. And number 45 is Dirk Conrady. He is a 6'1" senior. So while their backcourt is small at 5'5", 5'3", they go 6'1", 6'1", 6'5" up front. So that makes up for it a little bit for Hardham.
And Conrady and Meeker, both guys, like I said last year, that had fun games. So we should see I think we're going to see a really fun game this year.
Coit and Hayes will jump center. Cerro Gordo will be in the full orange uniforms. White uniforms, the orange trim will be Hardham. And Cerro Gordo wins the tip. Quickly trying to get it down to number 23, Lovekamp. That was number 20, Cole Tenney.
And Flatley with the pressure with the pressure for the Stags.
Now Tenney will inbounds. Gets it into Blickensdorfer. Blickensdorfer with the left-handed dribble.
Blickensdorfer having a good game last year, too, and he was a sophomore, I believe. So
Back
we'll see
to
what he
Tenney.
does this year.
Tenney gets a high screen roll. Now 3, top of the key by Tenney. Around and out. Rebounded by Hayes. Hayes goes strong with the left hand. There's going to be a foul on the floor. No shot. He won't go to the free throw line, but good active rebounding there by number 15, Josh Hayes.
Well, that's what the Stags do not want to have happen. You don't want those big guys to get in foul trouble early.
So now Tenney inbounds. Hayes lost it momentarily. Did step on the end
line.
line, so a turnover by Cerro Gordo. Lovekamp buried the 3 anyway, and now he's being told by the officials that when the whistle blows, you got to give us the basketball, otherwise we'll give you a delay of game penalty.
Warnings early on here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase.
Now Flatley, the 5'3" senior for Hardham, brings the ball in the front court. Not a lot of size in the backcourt, but they do have some size up front once you get a bad pass into the feet of your big. Got to get that ball higher up if you're Flatley to get your big guy. Now Tenney over to Lovekamp. 3, top of the key, back iron, no. Good box out there by number 44,
good board by
Coit.
Colt.
Coit. Now Flatley comes, gives it to number 52. That is, 32, Meeker. Trying to get it down low was Conrady.
Naylor with some good defense here, jumping up, putting his hands in the way.
Now you got to get somebody inbounds a basketball, and it's going to be Hopkins, a sophomore, from the sideline. Didn't look like he wanted to be the guy to trigger that inbounds pass, that's for sure. Now they throw it to Meeker. Meeker, deep 3, got it.
We're going to see that, and we're going to see that a lot. We saw that last year. We're going to see it this year too, Mike.
Meeker at 6'5".
He is not afraid to shoot the 3.
6'5", steps up and buries the 3 from the right corner. That one was deep too. Tenney pull-up jump shot, back iron, no. Rebounded by Coit. Now Hardham
Coit
looking to
very
run.
active. That's his 3rd rebound already in the game.
Now Meeker again, top of the key, 3, rounding out. Good rebound though underneath by Coit. Goes up strong with the right hand and scores.
Coit rebound and right back up to put it in.
Well, the biggest thing about Meeker is the fact that 6'5", your big has to come out and play him, so your big evacuates the lane and gives easy second chance opportunities for the opposing team.
And that's why double-digit rebounds is not out of the question for a player like Coit.
Because of the fact that Meeker clears out the lane, because he's so tall, you got to bring a big guy out to guard him. Foul in the play. That's going to be a foul against number 20. That's against Cole Tenney. So first foul against Tenney, first team foul against the Cerro Gordo Broncos. Meeker's inbounds to Flatley. Almost like a 1-3-1 zone is what they're running right now is Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, they're sort of
down low. Coit
sort of matching up a little bit. It's a
kind of a hybrid. Hopkins is trying to get down low to Coit. Is knocked away by Cerro Gordo.
So they definitely don't want the ball in Coit and Meeker's hands. You can tell that the way they're set up.
Flatley open from the right baseline now. Brings it back in the middle of the floor. Right back to Hopkins. Three. Quick trigger. Back iron. Rebounded by Lovecamp. Now over to Tenney. Tenney in the front court now. Guarded by Hopkins, the young sophomore who we saw. He already played one game early on. Gosh, Ray, I remember those days where, 15 years old, you could play 4 or 5 basketball games in a day. Blickensderfer, mid-range jumper, buried that one.
And he's really comfortable from right there. Blickensderfer's a guy that'll hit that the whole game.
5-2 now. The Stags have a lead here. 5:51 left to go in the first quarter. Flatley's got it now, left baseline, three-point line. Good spin move to the baseline, goes up and lost it. Got it back, though. And now Meeker's got it right back to Flatley. Down low goes to Coit, off of Coit. Good defense there by Lovecamp, and Blickensderfer comes away with it quickly in the front court. Blows by Hopkins. All the way around goes Blickensderfer, pull-up jump shot off glass and scores.
And once
Way
again,
to use the window right there.
Around 10 feet out, Blickensderfer's deadly. They're going to have to put somebody on him, or that's going to be happening all game long.
You don't see a lot of kids nowadays using that glass like Blickensderfer did, but it's there to help you out. Now Meeker, pick and pop, over to Conradi, looking down low to Coit. Coit going to work on Lovecamp, kicks it out to Hopkins. Three on the way by Hopkins, got it.
The sophomore not afraid to shoot, Mike.
No, not at all. He's taken 2, made 1, 8-4 now. Hardham leads this one, early going, 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And much like unlike the first game that we saw where it was 6-2 at the end of one, these teams come out firing on all cylinders. Knocked away there by the Stags. First substitution of the game, checking in for Cerro Gordo, number 10, Jacob Weedman. He is a junior for Cerro Gordo. Now Tenney inbounds underneath his own bucket. Looking, gets it into Hayes. Right back to Tenney. Tenney drives and kicked it out literally to number 10. Now Lovecamp. Thought about a three. Now he drives. Pull-up jumper. Lovecamp around and out. Rebounded by, good box out there by Coit.
Coit
Conradi,
again.
Yeah, he's owning the glass.
Coit rules the boards.
Yeah, he's owning the glass. Well, now Meeker, wide open three, short. Rebounded by Hayes.
Meeker liking it from NBA range.
Yeah, he does. Maybe want to take a step in there, big man. Good defense there by Flatley. And stolen away by Coit.
What a nice
Now Coit
play.
going one-on-one all the way to the bucket, puts it up, scores, and
he's going to get one. Look at that, Mike.
Foul by Weedman. If you're Weedman there, Ray, what you got to do, he committed the cardinal sin. If you're going to foul, you got to make sure he doesn't get that layup up.
How did he do that? I mean, it really took a lot for him to put that shot up.
Olsen checks in, the big freshman for Hardham. Conradi will take a seat. Another sophomore, Gage Park. Someone else we saw, actually Gage Park is a senior, but he played in the JV game earlier on, and he checks in for Hopkins.
Well, you know,
a lot of big guys out on the floor right now.
Clay Olsen, the freshman boy, that kid is earlier. Dirty uniform, he was on the floor half of the JV game.
Coit trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. This one around and good. Coit's having himself a ball game early on here, 11-4. Hardham leads this one over Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, 4 rebounds and some points, too. He's a nice game.
Over to Weedman. Now Lovecamp has the top of the key, trying to get it down low to Hayes. Now Lovecamp, pull-up jump shot on the free throw line. He's got a nice touch.
Yeah, he does. Oh, Lovecamp and Blickensderfer are the scorers. I mean, these are the guys. If you're the Stags, you don't want them to have the ball in their hands, at least anywhere open.
Flatley now, dribble drive, got caught in the middle there. Did the 5-3. Now Blickensderfer quickly in the front court, pull-up jump shot. Blickensderfer. Short, rebounded by Olsen, gives it to Flatley. Didn't come away with anything in transition there to Blickensderfer. Flatley being guarded by, Flatley, because he's 5'3", he has that low center of gravity. Now Meeker, another deep three, buried that one. Meeker's range is when he walks in the gym, Ray.
I'm telling you.
When he walks in the gym, he's ready to shoot.
He can throw it up from anywhere.
14-6, he's got 2 deep threes.
And is deadly.
Now Weedman drives with the left hand. Kicks it out to Blickensderfer. Blickensderfer looking to drive. Now top of the key it goes. Down low to Hayes. Hayes puts it up. Awkward angle, but scores. Good athleticism there by Hayes. Good body control there. 32, Mason Christie checked in for Cerro Gordo. And now Flatley against Blickensderfer. Olson's got it top of the key. Got it by Lovekamp. Maybe want to get Olson down to the block. He's got a lot more strength down low over Lovekamp there. So clear out of space. Let him use that big body and go to work. Now they're going to go high screen roll. Now he comes to the top. Good defense knocked from behind there, though, by Lovekamp. And Olson hit the ground.
Again.
Flatley's got it. It's a scrum.
There you go. I tell you, Olson loves to play from the floor, doesn't he?
That he does. I like to see him on a football field. I'm sure he caused some havoc there, too. Christie fouls Coit from behind. That's going to be the third foul against Cerro Gordo and the first foul against Christie. Now Mikro inbounds. 44 checks in. A.J. Hart checking in for Cerro Gordo. And Hayes checks out for Cerro Gordo for the Broncos. Meeker to inbounds into his own bucket.
Meeker, the tallest guy on the court, and he plays like a guard.
He does. Park's got it. Now they're going to come over left side, trying to get the ball to Meeker. Now Flatley drives, high handoff to Meeker. Meeker looking to drive the center of the lane. Pull up jump shot from the free throw line, back iron. Rebounded by number 44, just checked in. That is A.J. Hart. Quick in the front court comes Christie. Christie drives. Nice dip down low. And Christie had some bad footwork. Now two-pointer. Missed, and if Meeker got to go up with two hands.
Yeah, you got to grab that, especially when you're the big man.
Can't swat at it. Conradi checks in. Coit will go out.
Now Coit has been the rebound, has been the guy who's just been all over the glass.
Look at that front line now, right now though for Hardham. Olson, Meeker, and Conradi. That's some big boys up front.
That's an offensive line.
Exactly, that is. That'll open up some holes.
They might want to consider getting football in Hartsburg Emden.
Swinging around, Blickensderfer three, high arcer. Just caught the front of the rim, and it's going to go off one of the Hardham Stags. And Cerro Gordo will retain possession. 14-8, high score in first quarter. Still 2 minutes left to go in it. Christie to inbounds. And he'll inbounds back deep to Weedman. Now Weedman in the front court. Hands off to Blickensderfer. Blickensderfer between the circles, guarded by Park. Right side it goes to Christie. Now top of the key goes to Hart. Swings it over to Lovekamp. Lovekamp three, left corner, buried it.
That was a nice shot.
Both teams coming out on fire here, Ray.
Yep.
14-11, minute 47 left to go here. And a very entertaining first quarter thus far. Flatley all the way, puts it up with the left hand, missed it. Rebound is going to be off of Olson. And it'll be Cerro Gordo basketball. Hopkins checks back in, as does Coit.
Flatley's finally coming out. And Meeker's getting his first break as well.
Give him a little bit of the blow here with a minute 39 left to go in the first quarter. I imagine those substitutions will play the rest of this quarter, and then you'll see those two, Meeker and Flatley, check back in to start the second. Blickensderfer now. Almost a 1-2-2 look with Coit on top. Over it goes to Lovekamp. Lovekamp on the right wing. Now brings it back to Blickensderfer, over to Christie. Christie drives with the right hand. Lovekamp, wide open three on the way from the right side this time. Long, rebounded by Park. Now Hopkins thrown away. Good defense there by Weedman. You got to get a rebound,
but you got to make that pass.
Well, credit Weedman there. He was the one that facilitated that turnover by the Stags as he was D'ing up Park pretty quickly, and Hopkins unable to get that basketball. Number 5 checking in, Jared West. He checks in. Park will take a seat. Weedman will inbounds. Far sideline from our broadcast position. Blickensderfer has it over to Christie. Now here they come on a staggered screen, trying to get it. Thrown away there. A little bit ahead of himself there by Christie. They're trying to get Weedman on that stagger screen.
And good defense by Conradi there, too.
So now West inbounds to Hopkins. And now some full court pressure defense now by the Cerro Gordo Broncos. Hopkins gets it to West. West drives, kicks it out to Conradi. Conradi to Olson, and stolen away there by Lovekamp.
Lovekamp with a nice play.
All the way to the rack goes Lovekamp, off glass, no. Rebounded by Hart. He goes up, can't make the layup, but he'll go to the free throw line.
A.J. Hart had a nice rebound there. Got to put that back in, though.
Yeah, he did a very good job of not giving up on that play, following Lovekamp into the lane. And now Hart will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. 14-11 the score here. Meeker getting ready to check back in.
Well, I thought they'd wait for the second quarter to put him back in.
Yeah, you think he may buy him a little more time, but Hart's first free throw. Rounded out. 14-11 remains the score here. As Meeker checks back in, Coit will take a seat.
Got to give Coit another rest before the half, or before the quarter. Second
free throw now by Hart, trying to make this a 2-point game. Free throws up, and it is around and out again. Olson battling Lovecamp for the board, and Lovecamp knocked it out of bounds, and the Stags, or the Hartem Stags, will get the ball with 52 seconds left, and they have a 14-11 lead. Now Hopkins guarded by Blickensderfer. Now Meeker is going to run the point forward, and Lovecamp knocks that one away.
Nice play.
Yeah, Lovecamp, good unselfish play to Blickensderfer. Nice move there. Good defense by Lovecamp, and would it be unselfish as Blickensderfer was streaking in from the right side. Knocked away from Olson there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Olson's place is dribbling that ball.
Now, he doesn't have the handles that Steinauer did from the first game we had. Steinauer was a big man with handles.
Put Flatley back in the game. They got another ball handler up there. I think Coach Ziemba saw what we saw. You really don't want Olson dribbling that ball.
Meeker triggers the inbound to Conradi, trying to get it down to Olson. Olson with a good seal. Goes up and is going to be blocked by Hart, but Hart came down with the arm. Got him with a little bit of the body underneath, and Olson to go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Good job there by the freshman.
It's hard to do for A.J. Hart, but when you're sitting where we are, Olson's right underneath the basket. He's not going to make that shot.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to let it go instead of wasting that foul.
Now Olson's first free throw. Nice touch by the big man. 15-13. 14 fouls, by the way, on Cerro Gordo. Only 2 right now on Hartem. Hayes checks back in, as does Naylor.
You look at Olson to be that young, but yet that large.
Yes. He's going to be dangerous as he progresses.
Yeah.
Get him in the weight room there. Get him a little stronger. Second free throw by Olson. Not that he's not strong right now. He made both. 16-13, 3-point lead here by Hartem. Conradi checks out. West checks in.
Well, one thing I've learned the last 3 years of doing this, they do grow them big over there at Hartsburg Emden.
Blickensderfer now into the front court. 16-13, 25 seconds left. Hartkamp's got it now. Over to Weedman. Now back to Blickensderfer. 18 seconds left.
And that's who they want to have the ball. You want to put the ball in Blickensderfer's
Well, him or
hand.
Lovecamp, you want to have the rock here as we count down to 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Very entertaining first quarter at that. Down to 9, down to 8. Now Naylor's got it. Back to Blickensderfer. Right back to Lovecamp. Lovecamp pull up 3. Buried it.
Another one.
Nice step back 3 by Lovecamp. And at the end of the first quarter, we are knotted up at 16 apiece.
How about that?
Lovecamp, by the way, now has 6 points. Excuse me, Lovecamp has 8. As Lovecamp has 8 points. 16-16 the score here as we get ready to start the second quarter.
Well, it's been a fun game so far. We've seen Lovecamp and Blickensderfer for Cerro Gordo doing it all, and of course Meeker's the guy for Hartsburg Emden.
Yeah, Meeker started off like a house of fire, but he really cooled down once he went to the bench, and they did a much better job as well defending him. 16-16. Start the second quarter. So as we get ready to start the second quarter. Oh, 16-16. Get ready to start the second quarter here. And now Meeker checks back in.
There we go.
For Hartem. Hartem will have the ball to start the second quarter. All knotted up at 16 apiece. Both teams have come out on fire here in the early going. This Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. Game 2 in the varsity level. Flatley's got it now right side, guarded by Blickensderfer. He drives with the left hand. Kicks over to West. Now over to Hopkins. Hopkins drives left baseline. Good floater by the young sophomore and scores.
And the one who made that play was West. It was such a nice, quick pass. He got it so fast down to Hopkins, who was open. It was really a nice little play.
A lot of times you talk about making a good shot a better shot, and that's what West did right there to Hopkins. The young sophomore's got 5.
And you notice when Cerro Gordo's so busy worrying about Meeker.
As Blickensderfer buries another mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, Blickensderfer's deadly from mid-range. We saw that last year, too.
Is the score here. 7:19 left to go in the first half. Flatley in the front court, guarded by Blickensderfer. You know, I've been really impressed with Flatley's handles so far. There's another crossover. Gets it back out to Meeker. Over goes to Hopkins now left wing, guarded by Tenney back in the basketball game. Now West has it, top of the key. 3 on the way by West. Got it.
There you go.
He took that dribble to get himself set.
You know, West has had a good couple minutes of basketball
That he has.
here, Mike.
He is a 5'8" junior for Hartem. 21-18, Hartem leads. Blickensderfer, top of the key over to Weedman. Now Weedman trying to get Naylor. Now down low, Hayes. They lost Hayes in the shuffle.
Wow, nice little
job.
play.
Good look there by Weedman on the perimeter down to Hayes. 21-20. 6:30 left to go here in the first half. Both teams really executing well on the offensive end, Ray. Flatley, down low to Olson. Olson goes up strong and scores. Once again, Flatley, very good handles, and you have to have that at a guy his size.
And we're seeing the fun game we knew we'd have, too.
23-20 now. Hardham leads this one. Weedman's got it. Down low it goes to Hayes. Hayes turns, throws up a shot off the backboard. No, Tenney tips it out. One of the smaller guys on the floor. And it's going to be out of Blickensderfer. Good quick hands there by Flatley. Now Lovecamp will check in. Weedman will take a seat for Cerro Gordo. And now they'll extend the pressure to three-quarters court. Flatley guarded by Blickensderfer now. 23-20, 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Left side it goes to West. Now top of the key, Meeker between the circles. Swings it around to Hopkins. Hopkins with a left-handed dribble over to Flatley. Now Flatley, high screen, going to be a pick and pop for Meeker if they can get the basketball to him. And now Olson, going to be a foul on Naylor, bodying up Flatley. Flatley does a real good job of orchestrating the offense.
Yeah, he does. He pushes it. He really pushes the action.
Always with the head up, too. A lot of times you see guys dribbling with their head down, but
we saw that in last game.
Yeah, he's very cognizant of what's going on the floor at all times. Hopkins right back to Flatley. Credit Cerro Gordo, by the way. Now they go back inside to Olson. Olson turns, fires, blocked by Hayes partially. Rebound, Lovecamp. Now West comes in from the out of bounds. It's going to be a jump ball. Once again, Olson on the ground.
Who's on the floor again?
It's Olson.
Olson spends half the game on the floor.
You know, this is the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic, and Scott Hartnell from the Philadelphia Flyers has a thing, Hartnell Down, where every time he hits the floor, he donates $5 to charity. Maybe we should do that for Olson as well. Now
I think we'd go broke.
Tenney now on the right wing. Tenney drives in the middle of that zone. High hand off to Naylor, and it's knocked away there by Hopkins.
A good defense by the youngster.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
But Cerro Gordo will retain possession. Conradi will check in. Olson will take a seat. Olson, the freshman, some valuable minutes.
Yeah, some good hustle, too.
Yeah.
Fun to see.
Tenney inbounds, far sideline. 23-20. Hardham leads this one. 5:20 left to go here in the first half. Blickensderfer has it. Over to Tenney. Now Tenney skip past Lovecamp. Down low goes to Hayes. Hayes the lefty. Hook shot, no. Rebound by Naylor, and he scores. He goes over the top.
Naylor with a nice play there.
Not much that Hopkins can do right there. He's given up a good, probably 8 inches there.
Not a one-point game, Mike.
Flatley over to Meeker. Now Hopkins has it left wing. Down low goes to Conradi. He turns and is blocked by Hayes. Hayes is very athletic down in the block
really
as well.
Is.
He's got some good hops.
And he goes up with two, you notice, 2 hands.
Yeah. West inbounds underneath his own bucket. 1 point lead now. Oh, good cut there by Hopkins all the way to the rack. Makes the bucket, and he's fouled.
How about the youngster?
Tenney was a little slow getting over there. Second foul on Tenney. And now Hopkins will go to the free throw line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 7 points, trying to make it 8.
5'5" sophomore running the lane, getting a layup.
Yeah. He did a real good job, reminiscent of what Tyler Griffey did at the end of the Illini game.
Absolutely, yeah.
He got lost in the shuffle and made the layup. 8 points now as Hopkins makes the free throw. 26-22, Hardham leads here. Lovecamp's got it now. Top of the key, swings it back around to Tenney on the right side. Naylor trying to get open there at the high post. Now Blickensderfer 3, high arcer, no. Rebounded by Naylor. He goes up and he's fouled by Hopkins because there's nothing Hopkins can do. He's got stuck down low on the baseline.
Hardham's done a good job here in the last few minutes of keeping Blickensderfer from getting any shots.
Right.
Blickensderfer had to force that shot. Early on, they labeled him as somebody you don't want to get shooting, and they've done a good job keeping him out of the lane.
Unfortunately, in that 1-2-2, Hopkins too many times being caught being down on the block, and it gives Naylor an easy rebound. He makes the first free throw. So you got to figure out the rotation right now if you're Hardham, because Flatley's 5'3", 5'5", Hopkins, and 5'8", West. It's just not working out for you right now, so you may want to try to change it up a bit. And a timeout called on the floor.
We got a 3-point game.
26-23.
The Illini Central Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase, sponsored by Delavan Family Pharmacy and Mayor Lois Rickard. Webcast is brought to you by Harvest Restaurant in Delavan, Onkins Incorporated of Easton, Hernan Heating and Plumbing of Mason City, Mason City National Bank, and First State Bank of Mason City. We've enjoyed bringing you the game so far.
This one has been every bit as good as advertised early on. I mean, if you like offense, you'll like this game. I mean, so far both teams are really executing well.
And these are two teams every single year for the Coaches versus Classes Showcase. They come in and just always have a close game.
Now, you know, I usually call CS8 games 3A games, so I didn't do a lot of research just before I left the house. I ended up seeing that the seeding, and I see that Cerro Gordo is like a 5th seed and a 6th seed is Hardham, and they're playing much better than their seeding would indicate.
And they do that every year at this tournament. It really or at this showcase.
So 26-23 right now. 4:39 left to go here in the first half. Naylor back at the free throw line trying to make the second free throw here. 6 team fouls, by the way, right now on Cerro Gordo. Only 3 on Hardham. And Naylor made both free throws.
A big free throw.
And now they set up their full court pressure defense, and it's thrown away by Hopkins. And those 2 made free throws allow you to set up your pressure. And now a chance to tie this ball game up once again for Cerro Gordo. Blickensderfer will run the point. Blickensderfer, Tenney, Naylor, Hayes, and Lovecamp. Now Lovecamp 3, left baseline, long. Rebound once again. See, that's just a problem there.
What a nice play.
Hopkins cannot box out Naylor. It's just,
and
they got to change something up.
And Naylor is getting good shots to take.
Yeah, and he's getting good position because he's so much bigger. Now Conradi out to Meeker. 3, wide open, top of the key, short. Rebounded that time by Lovecamp. 26-26. 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. And Blickensderfer carried the basketball.
Oh, wow.
Got ahead of himself a little bit. Now Coit's going to check in, and I imagine he's probably going to check in for West. No, he's going to check in for Hopkins.
Yeah, you got to get some size down there.
No, he checks in. He checks in for Hopkins, yeah. Conrad, he thought he was going to check in for him. So now that mismatch down on the block won't be there anymore for Cerro Gordo on the weak side.
Yeah, defensively, you get Conradi, Meeker, and Coit all with size down low. That was a nice play by Naylor.
Yeah, over to Blickensderfer. Blickensderfer back iron, and once again, Naylor fighting Tenney for the rebound. Scrum in the middle of the lane, and Flatley comes away with it. Gives it to Conradi, and a timeout called by Hardham.
And I got to tell you, down on this side, we saw Meekers throw the ball away. Rather than get frustrated, he went back, played defense, and got his hand in the face of Blickensderfer, which changed Blickensderfer's shot. That, for Blickensderfer's money down there.
Usually,
he missed the shot because the hand was in his face, and that keeps it a tie ball game. So nice play by Meekers. That's how you make up. You make a little mistake like a bad pass. That's how you make up for it. Go back on defense and do something.
Correct. You can't just put your head down. I mean, obviously, and credit Meeker, too. He hasn't got his last couple of looks to go. It's very easy to be dejected, but instead he's still helping out his team any way he can. And you have to get a hand in the face of Blickensderfer because he's money for about 15 feet in. 26-26 the score here. 3:48 left to go in the first half. Hardham to inbounds underneath their own bucket. Full court pressure defense right now by Cerro Gordo. Now West gets it in. Conradi at half court. Gets it to Flatley, and that's how you break a press right there. That ball didn't touch
nice
there wasn't one dribble. Nice dish there by Flatley
wow,
down to Coit.
Look at that. Nice shot by Coit after Flatley made a fantastic pass.
That was a great move. Now down low goes to Hayes. Hayes turns up with the left hand and scores. He's really good on the block.
I'll tell you, that lefty is really quick. His jump, Hayes gets up in the air so quick.
He's very active down low, too. Another steal there, but stolen right back by West. Tries to get it back to Conradi, and he does. And now a timeout called once again by Hardham.
Coach Ziemba wants a timeout for Hardham.
Yeah, they're just having all sorts of problems with full court pressure defense right now that Cerro Gordo's throwing at them.
Hey, we're seeing a good game this first half.
We are. 28-28 the score here, and we still have 3:16 left to go here in the first half. Now, the interesting thing, though, was Hardham, last time they had the basketball, was able to break the press without the ball hitting the floor. I mean, they inbounds it, got in the middle of the floor, got it over to Flatley, took 2 dribbles, went up, nice dish to Coit. You get an easy layup.
Yeah.
And the second time around, they didn't know what to do with the basketball, and they turned it over. So now Hardham will have it in their own backcourt. 28-28, 3:16 left to go. You got to wonder, though, so far Cerro Gordo's only gone about 7-8 guys deep on the bench.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder if they can continue to keep this pace up through the entire basketball game.
Well, they look to be in pretty good shape. It's just you see Naylor up running around at the top of the press. You wonder if that's going to wear him down. You want to keep your bigs a little bit more rested.
Flatley's got it now. West, 3 on the way. No, rebounded by Lovecamp. Cerro Gordo does a really good job of limiting it to a one and done.
Yeah, and Lovecamp's having a nice little game, Mike.
Yeah, he is. Now Tenney, right side. Gives over to Lovecamp. Oh, Lovecamp had an open look there momentarily. Passed it up.
And you know what? He had Blickensderfer run to the basket, 2 down low. He missed him. Could have been a nice little pass.
3 from the left corner. No. Good rebound there once again by Naylor. And now Tenney's got it. And knocked away there by Flatley. Now Flatley quickly back in the front court. Spins away from the defender. Now he'll reset the offense. Meeker. Pump fake. Drive. Right side. West 3 on the way. Got it.
Yeah,
that's
nice
an
play.
in-rhythm shot right there. And good unselfish play by Meeker.
Yep. And you know what? Flatley could have forced it. He didn't. He pulled it out, set it up, and they got a good shot.
31-28. as Hardham leads this one. 2 minutes left to go here. Now down low
Oh,
to Hayes
nice
again.
pass.
Yeah, and that's going to be bodied out there by Conradi.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Conradi's first foul, 4th team foul against Hardham.
That was a good pass by Blickensderfer, too, to get the ball down low.
Exactly, because Hayes has been very active down there.
He sure has. Hayes is quick.
Christie checks in, as does Weidman. Naylor will take a seat. A well-deserved rest for Naylor.
He's been playing hard.
Olson checks back in for Hardham, as does Hopkins. So once again, they're very undersized, are the Hardham Stags. Christie inbounds underneath his own bucket, gives out to Lovecamp at the volleyball line. Right side it goes to Weidman, back to Lovecamp, back to Weidman. Now Weidman looking to drive, he does. Kicks back out to Blickensderfer. Christie, got away with a walk there. Weidman now drives right baseline, all the way, good bounce pass down low to Hayes, but he can't make the layup. Usually Hayes has been money from that area of the floor.
And that was a really nice play to get him the ball, too.
Meeker, deep three, back iron, no.
Well, I don't know. Meeker's gone cold.
He has. Well, you'd like to see him maybe take a step in.
Yeah.
He's taking some pretty deep threes. Good defense, though, to your point, Ray. He's not allowing that to affect him on the defensive end, still playing hard defensively.
You know, shooters shoot, and sometimes they miss, and you get on with it.
Yeah, exactly. You just deal with it. You shoot until you get back on. Weidman looking to inbounds, does a Blickensderfer.
Speaking of shooters.
Pull-up jump shot, got it. He's deadly from about 15 in.
Blickensderfer, if you're Hardham, you can't let Blickensderfer get the ball
His
there.
mid-range jump shot is excellent. West goes all the way right. Good job of using the body to get inside Hayes, but couldn't make the layup. Nice bounce pass attempt there. Flatley kicked it. But a nice bounce pass attempt there by Blickensderfer.
Yeah, West, that was fun to watch. It's too bad he missed the shot. He did a really good job of getting himself open for a shot.
He got into the body. Coit checks in. West will take a seat.
And West is breathing heavy, though, too. You can see that.
Lovecamp to inbounds right in front of the scorer's table. 31-30. Hardham's got the lead with 1:20 left to go here in the first half.
Well, I think they got Coit in because his hands are a little bit long. His arms are longer. You can't let Blickensderfer have that shot.
Lovecamp buries a three once again. Good inside out.
He's been hot. How many's Lovecamp got?
He's got 3 threes at least.
Yeah.
He's got 11 points.
And some really aggressive defense, too, for Lovecamp. He's hit 3 threes.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
He's got 11 so far in the basketball game. Cerro Gordo's got the basketball back. They have a 33-31 lead now. Last time down for Cerro Gordo, something I talk about quite a bit. Look at Hayes once again, falling away from the bucket there. Rebounded by Coit.
Another rebound for Coit.
One of the things I talk about are the 3Ds, the drive, draw, and dish. You get in the lane, draw a defender, and dish it off to a teammate for an easy bucket. Now Hopkins has the left wing. The defensive intensity really ratcheted up here for Cerro Gordo. Flatley's got it top of the key. Now Coit was going to run a high ball screen. Instead, they're going to clear out for Meeker down in the block. Olson try to get down low to Coit. Knocked away by Coit, and Hopkins comes away with it.
The freshman trying to force the pass.
Exactly. You may want to just take that free throw line jumper. Now Flatley turns away, gets it down low to Meeker. Meeker lost it. Top of the key. Now Flatley wide open three. No. Rebounded by Hayes. Hayes going to look to run out. Hayes gets it over to Weidman. Weidman lost it, and it's going to be a turnover by Cerro Gordo. They had an opportunity there, but just got a little ahead of themselves.
Well, you know what? If you don't have Blickensderfer or Lovecamp out there, maybe you just pull that out.
Yeah, you pull it back with 24 seconds left to go, especially when you can hold it for one shot. Now, instead, you give Hardham a chance to hold for the last shot and either tie this thing up or possibly get the lead going to halftime.
Meeker's glad Naylor's not out there to block any of those passes.
Exactly. So now Flatley's got 10 seconds left, down to 9, down to 8. Now Flatley's going to go to work. Gets it over to Hopkins. Hopkins right back to Flatley, down to 4, down to 3. Trying to get it back to Hopkins. He throws up a shot from the left baseline, missed it.
Yep.
And at the end of the first half, 33-31. Cerro Gordo leads this one at halftime. A very high-scoring first half.
Yeah, and as advertised, two really good teams. We've seen them come out and play a really nice first half of basketball.
You'd like to see, as much as Meeker's got some touch from downtown, you'd like to see him maybe vary his game from time to time and get down on the block with his size.
You know, and see what he can do underneath the basket. Get down there. You're 6'5". Get down there and give Naylor a chance to try to defend him. And Meeker's not a small guy. He's got a wide body.
He doesn't have a big body.
He can do some damage down there.
That he can, but instead to his credit, he's hit a couple threes, but you'd like to see him maybe even take a step in and maybe shoot from a little bit closer to the three-point line. It doesn't always have to be an NBA variety three.
And I understand, you got somebody that can shoot from the outside like Meekers, but after a while, and we saw them do this, they had Hayes and Naylor and guys coming out to cover him. After a while, they let those guys stay down low and brought shorter guys out to cover him when he went cold. which meant they had Cerro Gordo had the rebounders underneath every time.
Well, the biggest thing that kept Cerro Gordo in the game was the fact that on that 1-2-2, Hopkins, the 5'5 sophomore, kept getting caught down low on the weak side when the shot went up, and Naylor's so much bigger and stronger than Hopkins. It was second chance opportunities, and that's what kept Cerro Gordo in the basketball game when their offense was struggling. And then all of a sudden, Lovecamp hits a couple threes, and that's why they got the lead now here with 33-31 at halftime.
Rebounding, Coit's been leading the way.
Oh, Coit's
he's
been a veritable Windex man.
Yeah, he's done a really good job getting rebounds. We've got Cerro Gordo with Blickensdorfer having a really nice game for them too, Mike.
How many does Blickensdorfer have?
Well, Blickensdorfer, I'm just saying overall.
Yeah.
When it comes to
he's got 10 points.
Assisting, he's good offensively. Of course, Lovecamp leading the way with points.
With 11, yeah.
For Cerro Gordo.
Those two guys really carrying the offensive load so far for their team.
It's been fun so far. We're enjoying it. Game number 1, of course, was a fun one. We saw Havana pull away late with a good performance by Jordan Atwater in that game number 1. Now game number 2 is a close one. 2-point lead for Cerro Gordo at half. Mike Wenmacher will be back for second half play-by-play. I'm Ray Lytle. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Delavan Family Pharmacy and Mayor Lois Rickard. They are presenting the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase 2013 here at Illini Central High School in Mason City. Of course, webcast of today's game is brought to you by Harvest Restaurant in Delavan, Onkins Incorporated of Easton, Herndon Heating and Plumbing of Mason City, Mason City National Bank, and First State Bank of Mason City. We'll be back with second half action in just a few minutes.
All right. Yeah, it is.
Well, we're back. It is time for half number 2. The Hartsburg Emden Stags taking on the Cerro Gordo Broncos at the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase. Brought to you by Delavan Family Pharmacy and Mayor Lois Rickard. I'm Ray Lytle, turning it over to our play-by-play announcer, Illinois Broadcast Association Silver Dome Award-winning Mike Wenmacher.
Thank you very much, Ray. Looked like to start the second half here, it'll be Hardham ball. They trail 33-31. They had the lead early going, but to Cerro Gordo's credit, they really chipped away at it, and they were able to put some pressure on Hardham in the winning moments of that first half and get some easy buckets. They're led by the backcourt of Blickensdorfer and Lovekamp, have really done the job for them.
Well, we see Hartsburg trying to immediately.
Nice little pass over the top there, and Hopkins, the young sophomore, nice delivery there from Flatley. They're saying while we're 5'3" and 5'5", maybe short in stature, big on the court though.
We just saw them go over the top.
Exactly. Rare where you see a 5'3" guy lob it to a 5'5" guy for a layup. Now Blickensdorfer back to Tenney on the right wing. Now Naylor lost him momentarily. Look at Hopkins hustle a dive for the loose ball. Good hustle there shown by
Conrad diving out.
Yeah, but unfortunately Cerro Gordo will still retain possession.
I want to point up last year, the 2012 Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase. Blickensdorfer went off in the second half of that game.
There's Hayes down low once again, short on that. You'd like to see him go up a little bit stronger. Now he fades away and buries it.
Well, the lefty's got some good hops. He's really fluid, too, in his shot.
He has a lot of tenacity. Doesn't give up at all down there. Now Flatley, good bounce pass over to Hopkins. All the way to the rack is Hopkins, and he scores.
Well, how about the 5'5" sophomore with 2 layups, Mike?
Yeah, he's got 12 points now. Fearless is Hopkins. Now pull up by Lovekamp. That one's short. Conradi with the rebound. 35-35. Up and down action right now here between Hardham and Cerro Gordo. Now Hopkins has it on the right wing. Over to Meeker. Meeker had those 2 threes early on. That's knocked away. And to your point, Ray, Naylor has given Meeker all sorts of problems on the perimeter. Lovecamp quickly in the front court. Able to elude. Now Blickensderfer right wing jump shot. Back iron. Now look at Hopkins get the board. Hopkins doing everything early on here.
The sophomore is all over the court.
I think I saw him, considering how much he's doing, I think I saw him selling concessions at halftime too. Now Hopkins has it on the right wing. Oh, unfortunately, turnover there. Now Hayes quickly in front court. Spinorama at half court. Gives it over to Tenney. Tenney all the way to the rack. Goes up, missed it. Rebound Tenney again. Goes up strong. The second chance, no. Rebound still loose. Knocked around. Tenney comes away with it. Tips it out to Blickensderfer. And will the third time be a charm? Now Lovecamp, 3, left wing, got it.
You know,
3 times.
Made a great pass
He
to
did.
Lovecamp.
Third time was a charm for Cerro Gordo. They now lead 38-35.
He's got 4 3-point shots in this game so far, Mike.
Now Meeker to Coit. Coit going to drive on Hayes, goes all the way to the rack and
a
scores.
Nice move by Coit.
It was. He did the old dip in with the right shoulder and come back around on the left side, and he left Hayes standing there still at the left block.
Coit's a guy that's had the ball in his hand a lot more in this second half of your Hartsburg Emden.
38-37, Cerro Gordo leads. Tenney now with a left-handed dribble. Gives it over to Lovecamp. Lovecamp now right back to Tenney. Tenney 3 from the left wing. Buried that one. It's very difficult when you got 2 guys overloaded on one side of the floor. They both can hit from the outside. He's got a tip of the cap right now if you're Hardham. 41-37. Now Coit once again quickly in the front court. Meeker swings it back around. Flatley down low to Conradi. Conradi turns the lane. Knocked away. Good hustle there by Naylor.
Well, if you're Conradi, you've got to get 2 hands on that ball and catch it.
You've got to be much more decisive, too.
You've got to catch it before you can shoot it.
Olsen will check in. Conradi takes a seat. Flatley takes a seat as well. I'm kind of shocked by that.
Well, West is coming in. West played pretty good first half for him.
But Flatley really kind of the facilitator for Hardham. I guess just trying to give him a little bit of a breather.
Give him a little wind.
Yeah, West to inbounds. Going to skip it over to Meekum. Meekum step back 3 short. Rebound run down though by Olsen.
You know, Meeker started hot. He hasn't done much since.
Well, he shot that one going away from the bucket, so he wasn't able to really square his shoulders. So when you're falling away, you're going to end up leaving the ball short. And that's going to be a foul on Weedman, kind of using the knee to ride Coit off the post. And now Flatley going to check right back in for Hardham.
As you predicted there, coming in for Hopkins.
41-37. Cerro Gordo leads. 4:57 left to go in the third quarter. Flatley inbounds underneath their own bucket. Looking, gets it into Olsen. Olsen spins the lane, goes up with the right hand and scores.
How about that?
That young freshman is talented. For how big he is, he's pretty nimble on his feet.
You know, he's got a lot of points to score in this showcase over the next 3 years, too.
Oh, nice move by Tenney all the way to the rack. Hayes ends up getting the ball underneath. Hayes goes up again and scores.
Oh, you know, nice play by
Tenacity
Hayes.
On the offensive glass. He does not give up on anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Now Meeker's got it in the backcourt.
That's double digits, though. That's double digits now for Hayes, too.
Yeah, he's put together a quiet 10 points there. I mean, and a lot of his points have just come because of his teammates setting him up and just his want to underneath on the boards. A lot of times that's what rebounding is. It's want to, and Hayes has it in spades.
Blickensdorfer, Hayes, and Lovecamp all with double digits.
That's good balanced scoring. Now Flatley steals it away for Hardham. All the way to the rack goes Flatley. Leaves it for West. Now rebounded by Olsen, and he scores. Good hustle by the big man. The big man gets rewarded for the hustle. 43-41, a 2-point lead for Cerro Gordo.
And the freshman has 8 points in this game.
Look for him in the coming years. That kid's going to be a good ball player. Lovecamp 3, left side, rounded out. Rebound Olsen knocked away by Coit. Hayes throws it up off balance. No. And now Olsen gets it back. And Flatley looking to run the offense. Guarded by Blickensderfer. Over to Meeker. Meeker wide open 3 on the right side. You can't give Meeker that kind of space.
You can't leave him wide open like that either.
Give recognition to give the credit to the recognition by Flatley there to find Meeker wide open.
Flatley's been finding players all game.
Yeah, 44-43. In a back and forth game now, Hardham has the lead.
Flatley's finding a 6'5" guy wide open on the wing and a 5'5" guy wide open underneath the basket.
That's what happens sometimes. It's in a little bit of a bizarro world here.
Well, now they started, they're fouling Blickensdorfer.
Yeah, that's a foul on Flatley. That'll be his first, team's first. Wholesale substitutions now. Hopkins comes in for West, and a timeout called on the floor by Cerro Gordo.
Well, we got some good action early on in the second half. This has been a fun game so far.
44-43. This is a game that's going to end up in the 60s.
Yeah, and we're going back and forth, too. Lead changing
you like it.
Plenty of times.
And you've seen a little bit of everything. You're seeing guys being able to score in the lane. You're seeing some three-pointers. You're seeing the mid-range from Blickensderfer. You're seeing the want-to and the stick-to-itiveness by Hayes down low. And really, I've been impressed, as much as I mentioned it on the opening of the smaller backcourt of Hopkins and Flatley, they've more than held their own against the bigger guys for Cerro Gordo.
And they've been fun to watch.
Yes. Christie will inbounds for Cerro Gordo underneath their own bucket. They trail by 1.
Well, Cerro Gordo giving Love Camp a little bit of a breather, and Naylor's back in the game for them.
Now they get it out to Weidman. Weidman over to Blickensderfer. He's been kind of quiet here in the early going of the second half.
Yeah, they're very aware of him.
Yeah, they are.
You know, the Stags are very aware of Blickensderfer, if you notice.
Weidman get caught. Now Naylor's got it. Naylor has a move to the basket, and he does, and goes off
nice
glass and scores.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Once again, Flatley got caught in the rotation of that zone, and Flatley at 5'3".
He's not going to cover Naylor.
Olsen got a little bit ahead of himself right there. 45-44, and another turnover by Hardham. 33 checking in. Curtis Shea checking in for.
Going to give Blickensderfer a rest finally.
For Cerro Gordo.
First time he's come out of the game.
Shea's first action of the ball game. And an interesting spot, a 1-point game. Now Christie has it, trying to run a screen for Weidman, and they do. Weidman being guarded by Olsen there. Now Christie drives, kicks out to Shea. Shea right off the bench, cold, missed the 3, rebounded by Olsen. Good job of using that big body and that big frame to box out. And he gets it to Flatley to run the offense. I've really been impressed with Olsen. He played a game earlier on today, too.
Yeah.
He played the JV game about, I would say maybe, an hour and a half, 2 hours ago he was on the floor?
As did Hopkins.
Yeah, they both did,
JV
yeah.
game.
How to be young again, Ray. 45-44.
I'm tired just calling it.
2:47 left to go here in the third quarter. Now Hopkins will trigger the inbounds right in front of his own bench. Gets it into Flatley. Now Flatley looking for Meeker there. Get the ball down low there to Olsen. He's got Hart on his back. Now Flatley gets in the lane. He drops it off to Olsen. Just a little too much mustard on that pass.
I'll tell you what's
right idea, though.
I'll tell you what's interesting to watch is Naylor's back covering Meeker man-to-man. And he's hanging with him as Meeker's trying to go out and get a shot. Naylor's hanging with him pretty good.
Meeker is more of a set shooter. He's kind of a Tyler Griffey type player. Doesn't really create his own shot. Christie gets in the lane, got it knocked away, but he got a reach-in foul called. And depending on who that's against, that's going to be against Flatley. That's his second. Got to watch out. Don't want him to get in foul trouble because he's really orchestrated the offense quite well for Hardham.
Well, you wonder how long Cerro Gordo is going to keep Love Camp and Blickensderfer on the bench, too.
Once again, a wild shot there by Christie. Good save by Hart, but right into the hands of Hopkins. Now Hopkins in the front court for Hardham. Over to Meeker. Meeker down low goes to Coit. Coit, good spin move, and he's going to be fouled by Christie. And on Christie, that will be his first, or second, I should say, and the team's third foul. Meeker to inbounds underneath their own bucket. Then here comes Blickensderfer and Lovecamp right back in on cue there, Ray.
Well, you've got those are your two big offensive studs. You got to get them back in the game. And who's getting the break? There's six guys on the floor now.
Right now. Someone's got to check out, and it's Christie.
Yeah.
So Meeker to inbounds underneath his own bucket. 45-44 is the score here. Now Hopkins has it on the right wing, guarded by Blickensderfer. Right back to Meeker. 3 on the way by Meeker. Back iron, no. Once again, Ray, he's fading away. He's taking the shot way too quickly.
Instead of shooting towards the basket, you're right. Everything's sort of fading.
Weidman off on the 3. That one off left. And Meeker got the rebound. Trying to look ahead, but good hands
nice
there by
play.
Weidman. Weidman back to Blickensderfer. Blickensderfer pull up 3, left corner, no. Rebound run down by Meeker, but knocked away momentarily there by Hart and the Naylor, both getting in the kitchen of Meeker.
Blickensderfer's sort of been in and out the last 3 shots that he's taken.
He's right on there, just hasn't get one to fall yet.
That's different from last year. Last year we saw him start burying everything in the second half.
West checks in. Conradi checks in for Hardham.
Naylor coming out for Cerro Gordo, I noticed, as Christie goes back in.
Christie came back in. Lovecamp checked back in the basketball game as well. Now West to Coit. Coit looking to drive. Gets it down low to Conradi, and he scores.
That was a nice pass.
That was a nice
feed.
Good wraparound feed there by Coit to Conradi. 46-45 now. Hardham has the lead. Trying to get it down low to Hart. Hart gets it, goes up, and blocked from behind there by Coit. Coit very active in the paint.
Coit's had a nice game, Mike.
He has been very active.
From the defensive side, a really nice game.
He's controlled the paint, both on the glass and now with that block shot. Meeker's got it, guarded by Lovecamp now. Gives it over to West in the right wing. Now top of the key to Hopkins. Hopkins, the young sophomore, guarded by Blickensderfer. Now Blickensderfer doing a real good job of bodying him up and pushing him out, knocking it away momentarily from Hopkins.
That's good defense by Blickensderfer.
Well, that's just, Blickensderfer is a junior, and Hopkins only a sophomore, and he's a stronger defender as Blickensderfer.
I'm a little surprised by the move by Coach Ziemba. He just took Coit out of the game. Coit's really been playing a nice game.
Yeah, Conradi checks out, as does
Conradi and Coit check out.
And Flatley checks back in as well. Now, West inbounds to Olson, trying to get it down low. Good defense there by Hart, though, using that length to knock away that pass by Olson. He's trying to get it down low to Meeker. Now Weedman drives, kicks it out. Blickensdorfer for
nice
three. Pass. Got it. That's in rhythm. That's nice.
Weedman made a really nice pass to get the ball to his shooter, and Blickensdorfer comes through with that three-pointer.
The drive, draw, and dish once again. Now Flatley into the front court. 48-46. Cerro Gordo leads. Good spin move by Flatley. That's just an ill-advised pass there, but run down by West. Flatley kind of got caught in no man's land. Now Meeker down on the block. Meeker turns and blocked by Lovecamp.
Wow. That's what we've been waiting to see is Meeker go down low. But look, Lovecamp got a hand on it. It was a nice little play.
May want to pump fake, use the old McHale move. Pump fake and go underneath if you're Meeker.
You see, when you're Meeker, you should really come with your hands above your head. He's going with his hands at his chest, which that shrinks him by a foot.
Wow, Olson almost took out the entire left side of the stands over there. That's a lot. That's a lot of young man running into that.
Watch out, big man coming.
Exactly. Unfortunately, a turnover by Hardham, and they're down by 2. And Cerro Gordo will have a chance to hold for the last shot here.
I want you to watch Meeker when he gets the ball down low. He keeps it at his chest. He's got to bring the ball up a little bit higher.
And he's got to be more decisive too.
He shrinks himself by a foot.
Especially when, at 6'5", he's one of the taller guys out there.
They're not. If you're holding the ball above your head, you're not gonna knock it out.
10 seconds left to go now. 48-46, Cerro Gordo got the lead. Down to 5 seconds.
Look for Lovecamp.
Down to 4, down to 3. Yep, Lovecamp going to take the 3 now. Got it at the
Barry.
buzzer again.
Wow.
Big shot by Lovecamp. He's now got
huge.
17, and it's a 51-46 lead for Cerro Gordo at the end of 3. Huge shot there by Lovecamp.
It is the Illini Central Coaches versus Cancer Showcase, sponsored by Delavan Family Pharmacy and Mayor Lois Rickard. It has been a great game. We're seeing a really good game number 2, at least varsity-wise.
I believe that was Lovecamp's 5th 3 of the night, too.
Yeah, isn't that something? 17 total, 15 from the three-point line. That is huge.
Sounds like my kind of player.
And that's
the way I used to be.
Blickensdorfer set him up perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
He faked in that drive, pulled the guy off of him, and Lovecamp was wide open to take that shot.
Well, there was some defense blaked all over Lovecamp, but just the tip of the cap if you're Hardham and just say, well, that's a tough shot, and he buried it on us. 51-46, Cerro Gordo leads as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here at the Coaches versus Cancer Showcase.
Well, if you're Hardham, you got to put Coit back in the game. He's been your big rebounder. He's played a good game. He's got to come in this quarter.
Yeah, and you got to get Hopkins back involved again on the offensive end.
And you know what? You got to keep the freshmen in. The freshman, Olson's played a really nice game.
That he has. And they do get Hopkins back in and Coit on cue.
Yeah, Coit, Olson, Meeker, Hopkins, and Flatley for Hartsburg Emden. That's been their best 5.
Yes, it has. Blickensdorfer, Weedman, Lovecamp, Christie, and Hayes on the floor right now for Cerro Gordo as they get the ball.
I'm surprised Naylor's not. I'm surprised Naylor's not out there.
That's true, especially the way he's been defending Meeker all game. Now Blickensdorfer drives, kicks it out to Lovecamp. Lovecamp 3 on the way. Around, no. Rebounded by Coit once again.
I thought he had number 6.
I thought he did too. Flatley quickly in the front court. 5-point lead right now for Cerro Gordo. Now Hopkins has it on the right side, trying to get it down low to Olson. Olson being guarded by Hayes. Hopkins still holding it. He could drive against Weedman. Now he brings it back up to reset the offense. He's going to bring back it over to the left side of the floor. Good defense right now by Weedman. Meeker, high handoff to Hopkins. Kind of left Hopkins out to dry, though. Now Hopkins drives. That's going to be a foul on Weedman.
Yeah,
hand
Weedman
check in there.
A little bit close, yeah.
A little too overzealous there when he was guarding Hopkins. If you're Olson, how big you are, you got to run and put a body on someone. You can't run to a spot when you're setting a screen. You got to make sure you get a body on somebody to free up your guard.
We saw a sophomore in the earlier game do what Hopkins isn't doing. Just Hopkins is using both hands to dribble.
Exactly, but he buries that 3 from the left corner.
Nice.
Hopkins now has 15.
Yeah. Hopkins plays like a senior.
He does. 51-49. It's just a 2-point lead now for Cerro Gordo. And that's going to be a foul on Flatley, and that's going to be Flatley's third.
That's a cheap foul to get for your number 3, too. You got to be more careful than that.
Got to play defense with your feet, not your hands. Christie was able to blow by him there. That's a third foul on Flatley. Now Blickensdorfer has it on the left wing. Down low, good seal there by Hayes. Goes up, scores, and he's fouled.
What a shot. Boy, how did Hayes make that shot?
He split the defense right there. He got in between Meeker and Olson, and it was a good look there by Blickensdorfer.
Meeker and Olson, 2 big boys. To get in between them and make that was something.
Hayes has been pretty impressive in his own right.
And doing it while falling down.
Yeah. So now for Hayes, he's got 12, trying to make it 13. he would join Blickensderfer at 13. Good balanced scoring right now for Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, they really
Hayes
do.
missed the free throw, though, and Christie runs it down. And Blickensderfer comes away with it. High arcer, no. Rebounded by Olson. Olson did a good job using his body to corral that basketball. And once again there, just the mere presence of Olson. Christie knew exactly where it was. Now Meeker, 3 right corner, no. Rebounded by Christie. He runs it down. Gives it to Lovecamp. Now Lovecamp over to Weedman. They have numbers if they want them. Does Cerro Gordo. Now it goes over to Christie. 3 on the way by Christie. No. Rebounded, knocked around. And once again, Olson doing a good job of corralling that basketball. And knocked away by Blickensderfer. He's going to be called for the foul because he reached across the body of Flatley. On Blickensderfer. That's his first foul and the team's 5th. West getting ready to check back in, as is Tenney. So West checks in. Hopkins will take a seat.
They're pulling Blickensderfer out of the game.
And Tenney will check in for him. So probably imagine Blickensderfer just getting a little bit of a breather right there.
It's a lot of offense to take out.
Yeah, it is. Now they're trying to get down low to Coit. Knocked away momentarily. Coit got it back, lost it again.
Boy,
and it's going to be
hustle.
off of Coit.
Good hustle.
It'd be Cerro Gordo basketball.
You know, Lovecamp played some good defense down there, Mike.
They did. Once he made the catch, they did a good job of really collapsing defensively back into the zone and caused Coit all sorts of problems. Now Lovecamp going to bring it up against the pressure. Obviously, I think Hardham out of their comfort zone a little bit when they extend that pressure. Hayes goes up, good double pump, can't get it, fouls it up and scores.
Oh, you know, Hayes is fun to watch.
He's very athletic.
He's really good.
Real athletic down to the block.
That's 14 for him now, right?
Yeah. He's just very athletic down there. They have no answer for him. Now West probably should have just waited and taken a 3 on there. Coit tried to hustle down the rebound and throw it off of Christie. But Christie did a good job of sidestepping it and recovering the basketball. Now Tenney into the front court, over to Christie. Christie not afraid to shoot. Not the shot you wanted, I'm sure, if you're Cerro Gordo. You want to wait and get a better look. And a timeout called by Hardham there.
Yeah, the coach has taking that timeout. He knows he's got to slow down this momentum for Cerro Gordo. They're up now by 6.
Yeah, 55-49 they lead. 5:40 left to go here in this basketball
and
game.
Blickensderfer getting ready to check back in for them. He knows he's got to get a timeout and set something up.
Well, Christie has to be more cognizant of what's going on in the basketball game.
Yeah.
You got a 6-point lead. There's no need to rush up that 3.
You're right.
Work it around. Try to get Lovecamp open, or maybe Hayes in the block, who've both been doing very well.
And especially, you think that 3 Lovecamp was also open for a shot. Sometimes you got to pass it up and get it to the guy that's been hot.
You appreciate his confidence and his aggressiveness, and in his own ability. But the same token, you got to be aware of what's going on in this basketball game.
It's been a fun one so far.
It has been. 55-49, 5:40 left to go. Hardham will have the basketball after the timeout. Still plenty of good basketball to come, though, here in the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase.
Oh, you got it. More games all day long. We've got them webcast in today's game, brought to you by Harvest Restaurant in Delavan, Onkins Incorporated of Easton, Herndon Heating and Plumbing at Mason City, Mason City National Bank, and First State Bank at Mason City.
Still to come. The next game will be North Shore Country Day versus Meridian. Then you got Chicago Hope Academy versus Delavan. And then the highlight of the main event of the night, Illini Central against St. Anne, will be your nightcap.
And Sean Ballint will be joining us in the game number 3 to take over the play-by-play duties, which will be fun.
Yeah. You hear a chorus of boos there.
We did hear some boos.
For Sean Ballint. Just
one of which
name.
was coming from Sean.
His reputation precedes him. Flatley now, over to Meeker. Meeker's got it left wing. Now Coit's got it at the free throw line. Yeah. Looking to drive on Blickensderfer, back to Flatley. Now look at Meeker trying to get the ball down the post. Just not a good post feed there by Flatley.
And Flatley rushed it. He really rushed it. Didn't have to.
Blickensderfer quickly in the front court. Pull-up jumper. Blickensderfer short. Rebounded by Flatley. Smallest guy on the floor. Now he's looking to run. He's got Coit cutting to the basket. Now he goes up with the left hand. Can't make the floater. Coit kept it alive. Still loose. Going to be off of Cerro Gordo, off of Hayes. And Hardham will retain possession as Hopkins checks back into the basketball game.
Well, Flatley really wanted to make that shot.
Yeah, he did.
He was upset when he missed it. That was some hard work to get himself in a position to make it and missed it.
Naylor checks back in for Cerro Gordo. He'll guard Meekum.
Yeah, and Naylor has been tough defensively the whole game when he's played.
Hopkins has it now, takes a dribble, down low, goes to Meeker. Meeker looking to drive, and that's an awkward shot. Somehow got it onto the rim, but missed it.
Meeker's got to develop a left hand.
Yeah. And,
little hook that left-handed, it goes right in.
And Hopkins needs to make sure he gets it, once he passes it down, he relocates.
Yes.
So that Meeker maybe hit out him on the perimeter, a little inside out, and get an open look for a 3. Now Lovecamp has it at the volleyball line, over to Tenney. Tenney now guarded by Hopkins. Blickendorfer has it. Now they're running a little bit of three-man weave. Oh, they had a Naylor back door.
And they're taking some
They're running some clock right now with a 6-point lead. Now Lovecamp gets the free throw line, pull-up jump shot. Lovecamp buried it.
Boy, he has been deadly, Mike.
Yeah, he has. Lovecamp has been shooting lights out here. 57-49, biggest lead of the game for Cerro Gordo. They lead by 8, and 19 points now for Lovecamp. Olsen, top of the key, swings over to Hopkins. Hardham's going to need something offensively here, Ray. They've just been really stuck in neutral the past few times down the floor. Can't get it out of first gear. Now Olsen's got it at the free throw line.
And with Naylor back in the game, it's going to be hard to get
nice
Meeker
move there
open.
by Coit, though. Partially blocked by Lovecamp, and Lovecamp gets the rebound. Now Tenney into the front court and look for Cerro Gordo once again. Ray to run some clock here and use Blickensdorfer and Lovecamp to break down the defense. Lovecamp's got it now, guarded by Coit. Lovecamp drives.
Nice move.
Good recovery there, though. Good defense by Coit, keeping Lovecamp in front of him. Now Tenney's got it, guarded by Hopkins. Good high screen there. Tenney gets in the lane. That's going to be a foul. He got bumped on the way there, I believe, by Meeker.
You can see where they were setting up, too. Did you see Blickensdorfer pop out there? They were getting ready to. They had it set up nice. If you're Hardham, what else do? You got to foul to stop that.
Yeah, Meeker's first foul, team's 5th. Tenney inbounds underneath his own bucket. Still looking, gets out to Lovecamp. Lovecamp over the Blickensdorfer.
When do you see a 6'5" could get his first foul with 3 minutes left?
Yeah, I know. Now Tenney drives with the left hand, picks up his dribble. Lovecamp's got it. Ooh, Lovecamp was trying to make a move before he caught the basketball. Almost lost it, but he was able to run it down, and they'll reset the offense now with Cerro Gordo. So we tick down to 3:14 left to go here in this basketball game. Tenney's got an out drive. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line by Tenney. Short. Rebounded, though, by Naylor. Bring it back out and reset the offense. Run
rather
some more.
than put it back up, take it out and run some clock.
Exactly. You may want, you may want to clear out a side with just Hayes and Lovecamp, Ray.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Get it down to Hayes on the block. He's more athletic than Olsen is right now. Oh, they have a man wide open underneath. They missed him. Now Meeker fouls Tenney out near the half-court line. That's going to be, I believe, now a bonus situation for Cerro Gordo. No, the next foul will be. That's a 6th foul now against.
They've run the clock all the way down to 2:48.
Exactly. Meeker's second foul. Team 6, so the next one will put Cerro Gordo at the free throw line. They have a 8-point lead, 57-49, with 2:48 left to go here in the basketball game. Blickensdorfer in the backcourt. Wow, Blickensdorfer fast with the basketball, and he turned it over, though. Got a little bit ahead of himself right there. Now
looking
Flatley.
For Hayes. Probably should have taken it himself.
Over to Meeker. Meeker 3 on the way, around and out. Rebound. Olsen and Coit fight each other for it, but Olsen gets it back, goes up, and going to get fouled. And Olsen will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
On the floor again.
Olsen even knocked down his own player there. Did you notice that? He's like, no, Coit, this is my rebound. You've got enough.
The freshman's fun to watch.
He is. It'll be fun to watch him in the next few years here in this Coaches vs. Cancer showcase. Weedman getting ready to check back in. Foul was on Naylor. It was his second. Big free throws here, and the freshman makes the first. 57-50 now the score. The freshman's got 9 points. If you look at it, 15 for Hopkins, who's a sophomore, and 9 for Olsen, who's a freshman. The underclassmen doing the job here on the varsity level for Hardham. Second free throw by Olsen, made that one. He's got a real nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, really, just a really nice free throw for him.
57-51. And that's going to be another turnover, and unforced there. Blickensdorfer just threw it over the top of Weedman, and Naylor's going to check back in quickly.
You got to play a little more relaxed than that.
And Weedman going to take a break. Coach not happy with Weedman, unable to corral that pass. So the door opened up a little bit here for Hardham. Still an eternity in basketball. 2:20 left to go, and they're only down by 6. Only a 2-possession game. If Meeker can get hot like he was in the first half, they'll be right back in this thing. Flatley's got it now, looking to drive. High hand off to Hopkins. Hopkins guarded by Tenney. Now Hopkins comes back with the left hand, trying to get it down low to Meeker. He does. Meeker turns in the lane, puts up a hook shot. No. Rebound knocked around, and Naylor comes away with it, hands it off to Tenney. Now Tenney looking to run with it in the front court for Cerro Gordo. Almost a steal there by Coit. Now we get it to Naylor. Naylor back to Blickensdorfer. Good patience shown there by Cerro Gordo. They're up by 6.
Holds the ball just like he should.
Exactly. Now Lovecamp's got it right back to Tenney. Going to run that 3-man weave up top right now are the Cerro Gordo Broncos. Now Hayes comes out. Back to Tenney. When are they going to start fouling is the question right now. Wow, elbow swung there by Tenney. He hit Hopkins.
Left.
Tenney takes the 3 and buries it.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt.
Well, he cleared out with his elbow. Hopkins was all up in his chest.
Yeah.
And all Tenney did was try to reclaim his own offensive space. Knocked Hopkins in the face with a bow. Olsen gets it, goes up, misses the free throw.
And the Hardham bench did not care much for the...
Yeah, they thought it should have been an offensive foul against Tenney, but Tenney cleared some space and buried a 3 to make it a 9-point game, 60-51. And West is checking in for Hardham. Olsen will go back to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He's got 10 points so far. 60-51, big free throws. You got to take advantage of scoring with the clock stopped right now if you're Hartem and try to get back in this basketball game. And once again, nothing but nylon.
I'll tell you what's good at Olsen. He's tired. You can tell he's tired, and yet he's still, that free throw form is still really good.
Timeout called by Cerro Gordo. Try to talk things over here with an 8-point lead with 1:24 left to go.
And it's hard. You get those pink cheeks. It's late in the game, and, it's something.
Well, you especially want to talk it over right now if you're Cerro Gordo, because of the fact that if they make this free throw, they're going to come at you with pressure. And the last time they came at you, you turned the ball over.
Yeah.
So if you're Cerro Gordo, just deep breaths, take a deep breath, and just get to the free throw line. 60-52 with 1:24 left to go. Got to be strong with the basketball and make your free throws if you're Cerro Gordo, and you'll win this basketball game.
Yeah, that's all they got to do. And control. They've done a really good job of not getting overly anxious.
Correct.
They've run some clock off in this fourth quarter.
They've done a real good job with that. And credit Naylor, made a couple good decisions when he ran the ball down rather than turning and trying to fire a shot. Bring it back out, run some more clock, force Hartem to foul you. And I would try to get the ball in the hands of Lovecamp.
Lovecamp's had a big game.
If he shoots free throws like he shoots the rest of the floor, he'll be making those, I'm sure.
And the other thing is Blickensdorfer, I think he realized that he was getting cold.
Yeah.
And he's really gotten a lot of assists over to Lovecamp, who's been hot. Cerro Gordo's played a smart game.
Well, and you look at it, too. We talk a lot about Blickensdorfer as well as Lovecamp, but you look up and Hayes has 14 points, too.
He's had a great game.
He's done a real good job in the paint. Olsen's second free throw. Got that one to go as well.
Well, Olsen has impressed me so much from the free throw line.
Yeah, silky smooth, especially since he played a game earlier today.
Yeah.
And at his size, that can't be easy. Stolen away
once
again by
We're going to make it
Hartem.
interesting.
Flatley all the way to the rack with the left-handed scores.
Try it, Mike. They're within 5.
60-55. Now Blickensdorfer has it in the backcourt.
Blickensdorfer's calling for Lovecamp to come join him.
Now Weedman's
that was a nice pass.
You got to foul Weedman. He's cold off the bench, and they do.
Really nice pass.
And Weedman will go to the free throw line now for a 1-and-1. They got the guy they wanted as far as the foul for Hartem because Weedman just came cold off the bench. Now Hopkins getting ready to check back in.
And by the way, good awareness by Blickensdorfer. He gets double-teamed. He found the open guy.
Yeah, he found Weedman open.
It was a nice pass.
Weedman just held on the ball just a little bit too long. You would like to see him get the ball down to Hayes.
Oh, absolutely.
And run a little bit more clock. So big free throw here. 1-and-1, 60-55. Cerro Gordo with the lead. Weedman's first free throw. Got it. Nice runner in the bench. Coming
right off the bench, yeah.
And obviously the coach knows more than we do. Obviously that's why they put him in there, realizing there was going to be a foul situation, and he seems like a decent free throw shooter. 61-55 now. Second free throw by Weedman. Made them both.
2 big free throws.
Yeah, 62-55. So Naylor comes in. Weedman comes out.
And Naylor's in to do one thing, to keep the ball out of Meeker's hands.
Well, yep, exactly. He's been a pest on Meeker ever since that first quarter. Yep. When Meeker hit those 2 big threes, he really hasn't done much since then. Now Hopkins in the front court. They got to go quickly here. Olsen's got it at the free throw line. Got to make a move, and it's stolen away there by Hayes. Once again, the athleticism of Hayes and his length. He knocked it away from Olsen there.
Good job Blickensdorfer getting his hand on the ball.
Well, Hayes got a hand on it, and then Blickensdorfer ran it down. Just the length of Hayes. He's a very athletic guy.
And a lefty, but uses both of his hands really well.
So now Blickensdorfer go back to the free throw line. That's going to be a foul on Olsen, and that'll be his third. 48.5 left to go. A chance to extend this to a 9-point lead if Blickensdorfer can make both free throws. He's got to make the first one, though, to get the second. First one's up and good. You know what, Ray? I've really been impressed with the free throw shooting at this Class A level.
And both teams, especially at crunch time, and
it's a lost art.
Some of the underclassmen, really impressive.
Blickensdorfer's second free throw. This one around and out, rebounded by Coit. 63-55, 46 seconds left to go. Hartem's got to hurry. Flatley drives. Kicks out to Meeker. Meeker, fall away 3. Got that one.
Oh, there you go.
63-58.
Wow.
Very similar to what we saw in the previous game when Blackhurst came alive at the end of the game. Meeker hits his first 3 since the first quarter. He's got 12 points now, and it's only a 5-point game.
That's what's making it fun.
39 seconds left to go in this one, and it's not over yet because Cerro Gordo has had problems with the pressure defense from Hartem.
These two teams, they always go down to the wire. Never fails.
63-58. And look at the balanced scoring. You got 4 guys in double figures now for Hartem. You got Hopkins with 15. You got Meeker with 12. You got Olsen with 12. And you look at over on the other side for Cerro Gordo, 14 for Hayes, 14 for Blickensderfer, and 19 for Lovecamp.
Yeah.
Balanced scoring for both teams right now.
And Naylor, who hasn't done much in the second half, he's also, I think he's sitting at around 8 points.
Well, and not only that, but the defense he's played. I mean, it's great to see points on the board, but every good team needs those role players.
Yeah.
Those guys that go in and do the gritty things, the defensive stopper, get the rebounds, and that's what Naylor does.
Well, this one's been fun. Let's see it's going down to the wire. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is only game 2. There's still 3 more to go here in the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase.
And I love this every year. This showcase is just the funnest thing, and this year no exception.
Tenney to inbounds underneath his own bucket. Gets it into Weedman, who just made a couple free throws. I'm shocked that Hardham hasn't fouled right away here. Now Blickendorfer has it. Now they get the half court, and they throw it away. Maybe that's why they didn't foul there, Ray.
That was a nice play. Listen, well, you don't want to put Blickensderfer down. You don't want to put him down at the line. Yeah, you don't want to put him at the line.
Now Meeker to inbounds on his own bucket. So Hardham down by 5. They got to hurry up here, though. Flatley's got to get in the front court quickly, and he does. Now Flatley trying to get the high handoff, gets it over to Hopkins. Hopkins pump fake. 3 on the way by Hopkins. Got it.
Boy, buried it. Oh, wow. This is a 2-point game, Mike.
It's a 2-point game now, 63-61, and now Hopkins, he has 18 points.
That was a big game.
And that was
big game.
Great patience shown by the sophomore right there, by the way, Ray. If you notice, he pump faked, took a dribble to his left, got in rhythm, and buried the 3 from the right wing.
In between 2 much larger guys.
That was an impressive play by the young fellow Hopkins right there. And all of a sudden now this is a 1-point game, 63-61.
This is something. With the Jesse Bauer Memorial Player of the Game Award to be rewarded after the game, they're wanting us to put in our votes, and I got to tell you right now, we got a 2-point game. We don't know who it's going to be.
Exactly. If Cerro Gordo hangs on to win this ball game, it'll probably be Lovecamp. But if Hardham comes back to send this thing to overtime and wins it, you may be looking at Hopkins.
I think Hopkins, that was a big shot. He's played a big game.
Especially at the sophomore level, especially since he played earlier today.
I think so.
Young legs. Wish I had those.
This has been impressive.
This
is a big possession for Cerro Gordo right here. And you know the ball's going to be in Blickensderfer or Lovecamp's hands.
Right. And once again,
probably in that order.
I just saw Hopkins talking to one of the assistant coaches. They're going to foul once they get past half court is what they're going to do. So they're going to pressure him and make him make a bad pass. And now Lovecamp's got it. Lovecamp gets fouled by Olsen.
That's the last guy you want to foul.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Credit Cerro Gordo. They got the ball in the hands of the guy they wanted to get it to.
And Blickensderfer knew that, too. He was looking for he wasn't looking for anybody but Lovecamp.
Big free throws here with 11.3 seconds left to go. It's still a 1-on-1 situation. That's 4 fouls, though, now on Olsen. All right, so now Naylor checks in.
Yep, Naylor checks in on defense.
And Blickensderfer will take back. If you're Cerro Gordo, the last thing you want to do is go over the back on a missed free throw. So make sure you don't go over the back if you're Hayes or Naylor. Lovecamp free throw. Missed it.
He missed it.
And rebounded by Coit.
10 seconds left.
8 seconds left. They get the ball to Flatley. Down to 6, down to 5. Flatley drives. Hand off to Hopkins. Hopkins down. Oh, it's knocked away, and that'll do it.
What a
defensive stand there by the Cerro Gordo Broncos. A big defensive stand. And once
Hopkins was trying to get the shot and just could not get it.
For the first time all game, Ray, the undersized guards end up being a problem for Hardham.
Yeah, he was trying to get his shot, just could not find it. By the way, great defense, Blickensderfer there to just swat it. Just get it out of here.
Swat that one away.
Yeah, that was a fun game, Mike.
63-61, the final, as Cerro Gordo gets the victory. Lovecamp will more than likely be your player of the game, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's who we voted for. We'll see
He had 5 threes and ended up with 19 points.
Nathan Lovecamp just named the Jesse Bauer Memorial Player of the Game. Congratulations to him.
Well, let me just say
and deservedly so. It was a fun game.
It was a fun game. And let me just say it has been a pleasure to be invited up here. It's been a wonderful day so far for me. Sean Balint will be taking over for me play-by-play, but a big appreciation to Illini Central and to you, Ray, for inviting me to do these games.
Well, Mike, we thank you, my friend. Hey, let's get a chance to talk to Nathan Lovecamp. Nathan Lovecamp is our Jesse Bauer Memorial Player of the Game. Nathan, congratulations. This is a fun game, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
You guys, I got to tell you, you were hot from you had, what, 6 3-pointers what we had?
I don't even know.
You have any idea? 6 of them. Is that your game from the 3-point line?
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Blickensdorfer set you up with some nice passes, too.
He's good at that driving kick stuff.
All right, tell me about the game. What'd you guys, did they surprise you at all? They had some sophomores out there playing guard.
No, we weren't ready for the lineup at all. We just played with them.
When you guys, did you get a chance, did you guys scout them at all? Was there?
Oh, there's a lot of scouting to it all.
And the big kid, the freshman, what about?
Oh, we didn't know he could shoot that deep, and once he started shooting from the volleyball line, we were like, oh my gosh.
You guys played some really tenacious defense. Give me your thoughts defensively going into this game.
Oh man, we play really hard, definitely defensively. We're more of a defensive team actually, and our defense gives us more of an opening to our offense, I guess. And a lot of turnovers make us get the 2-pointers and transition baskets, I guess.
Your game, you're running baseline, popping out there to get the 3-point shots. That is something you guys run all the time?
Yeah, most of the time, because our point guards are really good at driving an addition, I guess.
Well, Hartsburg Emden seemed to be really aware early on. They seem to be aware of Blickensdorfer and trying to keep him from getting that mid-range shot.
Yeah, he's really good at that now.
That left you open, though, to take those threes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a fun game. You guys did a good game. Congratulations to you for being named the player of the game. And best of luck. Who you guys got? What are you doing in the regional?
I believe we play B-Mint first round. We're over at St. T, I think.
Well, good luck to you. We hope the best for you guys. A fun game again. A nice game for you guys here at the Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase. Our player of the game for game number 2 of the varsity level, it is Nathan Lovecamp. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. Well, Mike, what do you think, buddy? We appreciate it. The 2012 Silver Dome award-winning Mike Wenmacher, the play-by-play for the state of Illinois, coming and doing the first 2 varsity games for us. We appreciate that, and we thank you.
I thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to get outside the CS8, outside the conference I cover extensively for the Glenwood Titans doing their play-by-play. It was nice to see more of the basketball around the state and 2 very good competitive games.
Give me your thoughts on Class A, Class AA basketball.
Like I said, what I really noticed a lot is the underclassmen being able to play at the varsity level, and just the free throw shooting, the fundamentals and the unselfishness. A lot of times you see when you get to the bigger schools, the 3A, 4A, it is pretty much dominated by 1 or 2 guys or your star players, and they run clear-outs for them. It's a much more team-oriented game. You see the offense run much more smoothly rather than just freezing out most of your teammates. I mean, just look at the scoring in this past game. You had, 6 guys in double figures.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
They spread it out. It was a lot of fun to call the games.
Listen, we thank you so much for coming down. Sean Belink going to take over our play-by-play duties. Guys, Mike Wenmacher joining us for Coaches vs. Cancer Showcase 2013. I'm Ray Lytle. We'll be back with the next game in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere.